Hi, I'm Victoria Cobb, president of the Family Foundation, and I'm here today with two very special guests that I wanted to share with everyone. We have here Jim Daly from Focus on the Family, which is a ministry that has just been such a resource for strengthening families across not just the nation, but really almost an international presence with families. And then, of course, we have Laura Murphy. You might recognize her if you were a Virginian and happened to see commercials during the election. But the reason that we love Laura Murphy is because she was one of the leaders of what we now call affectionately the Mama Bear movement. The moms who, when they see something that isn't working in the school system, they're stepping up and they're engaging. She saw explicit material in her son's curriculum and she said, I can't have this. Not just had a conversation with the teacher, but actually took it all the way to the school board and then ultimately to the General Assembly. And then, of course, we saw that it became a discussion point in a debate in our recent elections here in Virginia. And parents rallied around this cry of, we have the right to engage and to be in control of material that's inappropriate for a kid. We need to be able to make better choices. And so it's exciting to be here. Let me just start with you, Jim. We just know that Focus on the Family has just been such a resource for parents and has just had such passion. Why is it that you think parents need to be so engaged with their kids' lives?
I think it's job one when you think about it. Parents need to be engaged to do exactly what Laura did, to find out what's going on in school, what's being taught, especially on those social issues. Is it appropriate for schools to speak to your children about sexually explicit things, or is that something that should be taken care of in the home? I think we agree it's in the home. It's not a history teacher's responsibility to tell my child what their attitude should be toward their sexuality. And so I just applaud you, Laura. I love the Mama Bear concept. And really what's exciting about this, it's not just starting and ending here in Virginia. It has lit a fire across the United States. And I'm excited about that.
Absolutely. And Laura, what gave you the courage to do that? I mean, what do you think it was that said, I'm not going to let this rest. I really have to do this, not just for your own child, but you really have helped so many parents.
Yeah, thank you. I think it's just defending your children. When you notice that they're upset, you just feel that you need to go to bat for them. And you try to talk to your school teachers, and I went to the school board, and then I went to the State Board of Education, and finally ended up with the General Assembly and the state legislature. And fortunately, back in 2016 and 17, Republicans and Democrats came together and they passed it on a bipartisan level. And unfortunately, it was vetoed by that governor, but I'm hoping that this year with Governor Youngkin that it will get to his desk and he'll sign it into law.
That's amazing. And I know the other thing that I think people love about Focus is not just, that you get behind these parents, but you have so many resources for families. Anything you want to share on, I just think about all the amazing books and the counseling.
I think the best thing is just if you need help or you have a neighbor who needs help, go to focusonthefamily.com. Our whole mission is to be there to help you in your marriage issues and in your parenting issues. And what a great example Laura is. I mean, she is exhibit A on how to be a wonderful mom. And I would just say, dads, get involved. Don't let your wife carry the load. Parents get involved and go to the schools and make sure you have a voice there. And if I can ask, as an interviewer, I love this, but that whole concept, you can be really intimidated in that environment because these professional educators don't want to be told what to do. Speak to that issue of taking the brunt of that attitude. I can only imagine those school board meetings where they look down upon you.
Yeah, there definitely is a cancel culture afoot. And so you have to just be bold, and you surround yourself with people that share your vision and that support you. You can go to your local church and ask for prayer. I've had a lot of prayer from a lot of different friends and neighbors and family members. But just go to those organizations that support parents and families, and then you'll get all the support you need to stand strong.
And it's so good, Victoria. And this is what you do here at Family
Foundation.
Family Foundation. The idea of giving people that spine.
Absolutely. I mean, anything we can do to encourage moms and dads to engage. And I think so many of us have raised our children on Focus on the Family resources. And I think that has equipped us to be able to have those correct conversations at home, the right way, to be able to have the equipping to be able to say, this is why it needs to be handled in the home and not done by someone else. And I think then to just be able to follow that up with public policy that says it's just not the government's right, it's not the school's right to step into that space. It's just such a powerful thing. We just to all the moms and dads out there that are working through this, I think the story of Laura and her family and just how God has used that to not just affect, I mean, if we had won that battle in your classroom, it would have never gone to the Fairfax School Board and then ultimately affected the entire state and the nation. But I mean, we were frustrated that, things didn't magically work the way we wanted to, but just the way God has used you and your family to make such an impact nationwide. And of course, the way he's used Focus on the Family over decades and decades to strengthen our family. So I just want to share these guests with you today, just so that you could join in on our conversation a little bit. So with that, I'll just go ahead and say we're grateful for everybody that gets to join in, and I hope that you do reach out to Focus on the Family or the Family Foundation if you have a public policy need.
For sure.
Have a great day.